All right, guys, welcome to the Chokehold Chat. This is the recap of UFC 324. First of all, being on Paramount Plus was so cool. Just getting to watch the fights for free and not having to worry about paying any cash. The subscription model is very nice. I remember when the UFC used to put out those fights on Spike, and you'd be able to watch some, basically free. I don't know actually because I was so young if it actually was current fights, but they would play recaps on Spike and they would show the pre-interview stuff. And anyways, I'm just it's a cool era that we're living in. Hold on, let me get the UFC 300. Broncos lost today. Pretty sad, crazy game. We're not here to talk about that. My baby did take a bunch of the stuff. There's this little UFC thing from Jones and Gus. Did leave a piece of free bread though, so go ahead and put that there. Anyways, Gaethje beats Pimblett. Pretty crazy because what I predicted was that I thought time was on Pimblett's side, and I think you could definitely tell that from the fight. That Gaethje looked older. He looked a little doughier in the midsection too, but just turned it into a fight that was his fight. And I kind of thought that Pimblett wouldn't be able to wrestle him, just actually wrestle him. And that kind of was the deciding factor in the fight, was that Gaethje wasn't making mistakes where he was allowing Pimblett to take his back and initiate pure jiu-jitsu. And Gaethje's a better wrestler than Paddy. That's basically what it boiled down to. Is he's a better wrestler, so he's not going to have to deal with the jiu-jitsu because Paddy's not going to be able to take him down. Paddy showed extreme heart. The thumb in the eye in the second round kind of sucks because that one definitely looked completely unintentional. I mean, he's punching, and just the thumb kind of gets in there. Even with curved gloves, what are you going to do about the thumb? I don't know, man. Yeah, Paddy showed a ton of heart, but I think if that's the type of performance that you put up against Gaethje, I don't think that you're going to be able to beat Sarukian or, Oliveira or Holloway. Definitely will be entertaining fights, and Paddy's a very good fighter, but I would say that his ranking is probably correct. I think that he's probably number 6 or number 7. And, he can hang around the top for a minute. He's good. He showed us that he was good, and he showed us that he was, definitely has the heart of a champion, that's for sure. Great fight, man. That was a great fight. I was, found myself rooting for both of them during the fight. It was awesome. We didn't get the Alex Hernandez and Michael Johnson fight because of some betting scandal. Smotherman collapsed at weigh-in, so we didn't get him. The rest of the fights on the card were pretty good. I feel bad for Modestas. I like him. I like the stuff that he puts out on YouTube, and I just root for him. Like I said, he got his knee shattered, and I root for that guy. But isn't that crazy too? If you eyeball tested Krylov and Modestas next to each other, Modestas looks like he's carved out of stone. He's jacked and all this stuff, and Krylov's in good shape, but yeah, man, he beat him up for sure. And let's just go over the main card though. Sean O'Malley versus Yadong. I thought that Sean would have kind of had a more definitive win with that fight, but I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. With that type of performance, I think that the UFC should probably keep him away from Sandhagen. But for the fans, for you and I hope that we see Sandhagen versus O'Malley at the White House. That would be so freaking sweet. Yeah, Song Yadong, he put out a good effort though, and that fight was real close. I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Yadong either because it was very 50-50. I mean, it was a split decision. But O'Malley's good for the sport. On that note too, so is Paddy Pimblett. The sport is better when Paddy Pimblett's in it because whether you love him or hate him or whatever, he's a personality. And the sport does better with personalities, you know. Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, Rampage, Vanderlei Silva, Chris Lieben. Yeah, we're just better off with characters, you know. Brock Lesnar. Damn, the sport of MMA is so cool. We're on Paramount. I mean, we're freaking cooking, guys. On the free. You know, getting ads. And the Paramount thing, it was so cool too with the ads on the bottom and on the side. It was just sweet, man. Not having to watch a fucking ESPN commercial break and then it's just like a still with a still image. I suck at editing, but that's not my fucking job, right? Crazy. But yeah, thank God we're in Paramount. And then Derek Lewis in the Waldo fight was so weird, man. It looked like Lewis just kind of gassed out or something and then just let Waldo punch him out. I don't know. A weird one. Derek Lewis looked like he was 40 years old in that fight. He normally doesn't look like that. Waldo was just way too fast, I think. And then Namajunas and Silva stole it in the third round. You know, they kind of split rounds and then she stole it. That's kind of cool. But I don't think I see her beating Valentina. Not at all. Not after she went that close with Rose. Rose has a good fight IQ. Valentina's is better, though. And she's bigger than Rose, so I think I could call that one already. And then the freaking Arnold Allen Jean Silva fight. That fight was great, dude. Jean Silva hitting the surf pose. The surf pose on Arnold Allen's back when he's just turtling. Like, you know that he's not going to move from there. You could definitely jump on his back and do some stupid shit. That was great. I like Arnold Allen. I like his YouTube channel too, but I do like Jean Silva. He's a character. The crying and the barking and the this and that. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have him back in the mix, dude. And Arnold Allen, I like him too, but he fights too infrequently, you know. It's kind of what's going to happen if, you know, if you're not fighting enough. Kind of wish they would have given Kimbo a little bit more of a gut. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for everything. I will put out a video on what I think the matchup should be after this and stuff, but you guys are commenting, guys are liking, like, I appreciate it. We're starting a community, man. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite fight on the card was. I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious because the 5 rounds, the dramatic kind of twists and turns that can happen in a fight like that. The Gaethje Pimblett fight is probably the best fight of the night or the most entertaining fight of the night just because of the ebbs and flows of it. But that Jean Silva Arnold Allen fight was pretty freaking great too. Also, Josh Hokett, man. He is it Josh Hokett? Hokett. He looks good, man. Guy's an athlete, heavyweight athlete. That's all I got for today, guys. But thank you. Okay, that's the Chokehold Chat. I'll see you in a minute with the matchups and all that other stuff. Comment, like, mostly comment. Let's fucking get into it. All right. Okay, guys. Bye.